Ready to soundtrack your summer? With Red Bull Summer All Day Play, you choose a playlist that fits your summer vibe the best. Are you a festival fanatic, a deep-end DJ, a road dog, or a trail mixer? Just add a song to your chosen playlist and put your summer on track. Red Bull Summer All Day Play. Red Bull gives you wings. Visit redbull.com/brightsummer ahead to learn more. See you this summer.
Mornings have a rhythm. You can hear it, feel it. And at Quaker, we fuel it. With 100% whole grain oats and a good source of fiber in every bowl, helping you turn that rhythm into your soundtrack for a great day. Fuel to start whatever's next. Quaker, official sponsor of FIFA World Cup 26.
Let's go! Let's go!
Episode 264, AI for Smarter Meal Prep on Busy Days in 2026 Good Day. I'm your host, Robin. And today, I want to talk about meal prep and specifically about the gap between knowing that cooking at home is healthier and cheaper and better in almost every measurable way, and actually managing to do it consistently in a real life that is already full of work, children, tiredness, and the particular kind of decision fatigue that hits at 6 o'clock in the evening when everyone is hungry and nobody has a plan. Most of us genuinely intend to eat well. The intention is not the problem. The problem is the systems, or rather, the absence of them. In 2026, artificial intelligence has become a genuinely practical tool for building those systems around your actual life. And I think it is one of the areas where the day-to-day impact is most immediately and tangibly felt. Imagine it is Friday evening. It has been a long week. You open the fridge and you see a block of cheese, some leftover rice from Tuesday, half a bag of wilting spinach, 3 eggs, a tin of chickpeas, and something in the back that you are choosing not to examine too closely. In the past, that situation had 2 realistic outcomes. You either ordered takeaway because the mental effort of figuring out what to make from those ingredients was more than you had left in you, or you made something uninspiring and slightly guilty feeling from whatever was closest to hand. Today, you can open an AI assistant, type exactly what you have, mention that you have about 30 minutes, and that you want something reasonably nourishing, and receive a specific, well-thought-out recipe that uses those exact ingredients in a way that actually sounds appetizing. Not a generic result from a search engine that assumes you have 17 things you do not have. A real, practical answer to your real, specific situation, generated in seconds. That single capability, the ability to describe what you have and get a sensible meal idea back, has already changed the daily cooking experience for a lot of people. But it is the more systematic use of AI for weekly meal planning where the transformation becomes genuinely significant. Tools like Whisk, Mailime, Paprika, and the AI planning features now built into apps like Chronometer can take your dietary preferences, any allergies or intolerances in your household, the number of people you are cooking for, how many evenings you want to cook versus use leftovers, and your rough weekly budget, and generate a complete meal plan for the week ahead. And not just a list of dishes, a plan that is actually coherent. A plan where Monday's roast chicken becomes Tuesday's chicken and vegetable soup, where the tahini you open for Wednesday's bowl is also used in the dressing for Friday's salad, where you buy 1 bag of lentils, and it appears in 3 different forms across the week. This kind of joined-up thinking is exactly what experienced, confident home cooks do naturally after years of practice. AI makes it available to everyone immediately, with no prior experience required. The shopping list that comes out of a well-designed AI meal plan is something that people genuinely do not expect to appreciate until they experience it. One of the biggest and most invisible causes of food waste and overspending is the habit of buying ingredients for individual meals without ever thinking about the week as a whole. You buy a bunch of fresh herbs for one recipe, use a tablespoon, and throw the rest away. You buy a tin of coconut milk, use half, and forget about the other half until it is no longer usable. An AI meal planner looks at everything you are going to cook across the week and consolidates the shopping list so that ingredients overlap intelligently, quantities make sense, and nothing is bought that will not be used. Over the course of a month, the reduction in food waste and the associated saving in money can be genuinely surprising once you start paying attention to it. Once you have your plan, AI can help you with something that sounds simple but is actually quite sophisticated: the prep sequence. Knowing that it is worth spending 40 minutes on a Sunday doing these specific 5 things in this order, so that every evening meal this week takes under 20 minutes rather than an hour, is exactly the kind of strategic thinking that changes meal prep from a chore into something that actually pays dividends all week. The AI will look at your meal plan and tell you to cook a big batch of grains now because they keep well and appear in 3 recipes. To roast a full tray of vegetables while the oven is already on. To marinate the protein for Wednesday tonight so it has time to develop flavor. To portion and freeze half of Sunday's stew for a night in 2 weeks when you will not have time to cook. This sequencing, doing the right things at the right time to minimize effort later, is the real secret of people whose kitchens always seem to be running smoothly. And AI makes it explicit and accessible to everyone. There are also AI tools that can adapt your meal plan in real time when life does not go as planned, which it regularly does not. If you were supposed to make a specific pasta dish on Wednesday, but you realize that afternoon that you do not have the pasta, or that you are going to be home an hour later than expected and simply do not have time for that recipe, you tell the app what has changed and it immediately suggests an alternative that works with what you have and fits within your real-time constraints for that evening. This kind of responsive flexibility is what makes the difference between a meal planning system that collapses under the pressure of real life and one that actually holds together week after week. For those with specific dietary goals, whether that is eating more protein, reducing refined carbohydrates, managing a health condition that requires careful attention to certain nutrients, or simply eating more vegetables, AI meal planners can now generate plans that hit specific nutritional targets while still producing food that actually tastes good and that you will want to eat. The era of healthy eating feeling like punishment is, at least from a planning and variety perspective, genuinely over. I want to be honest about the limits because they are real. AI meal planning works best when you engage with it consistently and give it accurate, complete information. If you tell it you want healthy meals, but do not mention that one member of your household has a strong aversion to anything green, or that you actually have no more than 15 minutes on Tuesday evenings, the suggestions will miss the mark in ways that make the whole system feel frustrating rather than helpful. The quality of what you get out is directly connected to the quality of what you put in. And like any system, it only works if you use it, generating a beautiful meal plan on Sunday afternoon and then abandoning it on Tuesday when you are tired and tempted by your phone, and the idea of ordering something is a very human thing to do, and no AI can prevent that from happening. But for those moments when you do follow through, when you open a fridge on a Wednesday evening and the chicken is already cooked and portioned and the vegetables are already roasted and dinner takes 12 minutes, those moments make the whole effort feel not just worthwhile, but genuinely wonderful. Next time, we will talk about how artificial intelligence can help you find cheaper concert and festival tickets in 2026, because live music should not cost as much as it currently does. Have a wonderful day.